Welcome back to part 8 of the Let's Play Republic of Gotland video series. I am Arumba. Thanks for joining. Where we just last left off, I was playing this morning as we were propositioned by our bishop to embrace the heretic religion, the Lollard Catholic heresy, and unfortunately, I actually lost a save here, and I'm missing 14 days or so. Thankfully, autosave caught us at January 1st to 1080, so we've only missed 14 days of gameplay. I did decide to embrace the Lollard heresy. I think that this would be a great opportunity to make this interesting for you, and so this is basically, it's turned the video from just a Republic of Gotland Let's Play into something of a let's go heretic and conquer the world let's play. Hopefully the Holy Roman Emperor doesn't decide to just come and squash us right now. He could, but he could only take a little bit of our land, not all of it. So if he gives me any chance, we will end up conquering him instead. Now this does drastically change our relations with our liege. We don't like him because he's a heretic in our eyes. And he doesn't like us because, well, he thinks we're a heretic, and he's also zealous, meaning zeal. Especially, zeal is a word usually referring to religion. Being zealous means that you're like fanatical about your beliefs. So someone who's zealous is going to be very anti anybody other than their own religion. So he hates us, and that's fine because we're going to kill him. Excuse me, we're not going to kill him. We're going to rebel, and then we might kill him. Just for good measure. So let's, hopefully what we need to do, we're in a good position. We have not very much money, but a pretty strong income. We just took advantage of our Chancellor boosting relations with this liege and built all of our trade posts. So the fact that he doesn't like us anymore doesn't really matter because we've already spent our money. We're about to win this war. Just in a couple days, we'll finish this siege up and we will end up taking it. And then we will be able to start an independence war. Okay, an event to become celibate or take some immediate prestige. 20 prestige at this point is not much, so I'm not going to take that. I think while I will embrace celibacy, that sounds kind of creepy to me, but in this game it makes sense. We already have enough kids, and I want to make our religion stronger, and so let's be pious. Let's work on being pious Lollards. If we do look at the ledger, we can take a look at the religions of the world, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to break down the actual heresies within the main religions, but we can see that there's 388 rulers who believe in Catholicism, 168 Sunni, and then there's the Shia, Orthodox, Suam and Nusko, which is one of the pagans nearby. We don't have a religious head because we are like a faction of our Christian religion, but that's okay. We're definitely going against the grain. A lot of fun, I think, and it's more interesting this way. More of a challenge, at least, because if we continue on with the path we were on, it's just going to be easy. Okay, we lost the final siege in our main base here. His bishopric will fall, and he should surrender soon. Within a number of months, we're going to win anyway. Levy reinforcements is good. Can we get some ships? I want ships. Yes, we can. Not going to worry about this last castle. Castles take a while to siege. We've got a daughter to educate. Yeah, you'd be good. See, I'm basically trading my daughter for relations. Giving my daughter to this Baron of Hainham is plus 15, plus 20 relations, which is going to take him from -5 to plus 15. And actually, this is fun. So let's do this. We're going to search. We're going to use the find characters interface. So let's search our vassals, people that are within our court. These buttons can be confusing if you haven't used them before. Search all is everyone in the world. Search realm is your vassals plus anybody above you. Search vassals is just people that are below you. These two buttons will be the exact same if you're an independent ruler, because everyone is your vassal. So again, that means that this is just if you want to look below you, this is if you want to look below you and above you, and then this is if you want to look everywhere. So we want to look just below us. We want to look for basically anybody that is not our religion. Actually, no, it's going to consider Catholic and Lollard to be the same. We're going to sort by opinion. So we're going to look at everybody that likes us. In order, see, he's upset with me because he thinks I'm a heretic, but he's my friend, and so overall his score is positive 100. Anybody with a religion or a score above positive 25 will submit to my demand to change. Except for children, apparently. But I can demand a conversion from these people. And so if I'm going down, you're all going down with me. Let's embrace the Catholic heresy. I don't know if you... I love this game because I think it's a lot of fun, but also... I must have already asked him. One of the things I think is pretty fascinating about it, if you are interested in history and religion, is that to me it just seems like, you know, religion as a whole. I'm not particularly religious in real life, but religion as a whole can be very. It's just based on who wants to go to war with who. You know, like we're embracing the Lollard faith because we want to conquer the world, and that's kind of what the Catholics are doing to the Sunnis. I mean, they don't. I mean, it's just you know, you're different than I am, so I'm going to take your stuff. You don't believe in the same things as me, so I deserve to take your land. Yeah, it's interesting. But below this, we can't really get anybody to convert because they don't like us above 25. What I'm going to do is, let's see if we have any prisoners. I don't think Crown Authority is going to let us arrest people that don't believe in our faith. Yeah, I have to have a valid reason for imprisonment. There's a few restrictions when you're playing as a republic. Like, you can't just revoke titles. So now we're going to see all these people. They will accept my conversion request because of the... I know that, you know, they're above 25. It's kind of silly, you know, that they even waste our time with it. Like, if they're above 25, they have to accept. If they're below 25, you can't offer. So them letting us know they accept is kind of silly. But I'm going to land my troops here, kill his army, and then re-siege my stuff. Because this is a holding that I control, I can land with no amphibious landing penalty. And apparently we're still trying to murder the Chancellor. Gotta have one of those three things going at all times. Murder people, take trade posts, and take cities. Oop, I have to tell them to go here. Actually, I'm mistaken. Because they actually have possession of it, there is that amphibious landing penalty. But if it was just troops sieging my land, I could land in the ports and there would be no penalty. Okay, we get a good amount of war score because that's the majority of their army. And we should just be able to sit on our city for a couple days and get that back. Actually, there he goes. He surrenders. Okay, let's dismiss troops. Oh shoot, I just dismissed my mercenaries. That was not smart. Oh well, I cannot play perfectly. I can try, but I'm not going to play perfectly. Let's see. Can my brother have any more land? He cannot. So let's just create a vassal. That button is very handy. You can just right-click on the actual holding and then create a vassal. It creates a random person with no real history. So if I don't even remember where I just did that. Where did I just do that? Latgale, probably. Yeah, this guy. So because it automatically creates somebody that is of your religion and of your culture. So I've just out of thin air created a Swedish Lollard, which is apparently an imbecile, which I don't know if that's foreshadowing or just bad luck, but it's an easy way to create vassals if you don't have people you want to unload land to. I usually use it pretty heavily because you don't want to centralize power within your realm, because then it just gives people more power to plot against you and take your land. Okay, so we're done with our war. We have very little money. We have a murder plot that we need to continue inviting people to. Now, you'll notice that there's a lot more people available. When I last went through it, there weren't. These people, they submitted to my demand to change, and so our target, the Chancellor, is not a Lollard. So they hate him, which makes it easier for us to get people involved in the plot. So he should die very quickly. We should be able to steal a couple trade posts, and then once that's all done, we'll move on to the faction. Try to stockpile a little bit of money. Now we're making 281 gold a year. 17 goes to the liege, 30 to our family. So we're stockpiling a pretty good amount, about 20 gold a month. And we just built all those extra trade posts, which should be finishing or have finished. Yep. Quick review is we've got 250 trade zone value now. I'm getting 152 gold a year from this trade zone. It's just one monstrous trade zone, which will continue to grow as soon as we add this one here to it. I'm going to let's briefly talk about the upgrades you can do on these. Early on, there's really no reason to do it because the opportunity cost, the benefit of doing it, is very low compared to the return. To illustrate that, if I wanted to build, say, I may have just had a frame rate drop there. Sorry if it lagged. If I wanted to build a small merchant enclave, it cost me 100 gold for 1 tax income. Base. So the way you look at it is the base is 6, the effective is 13.27. So that's a little bit better than 120% above the base rate. So I'm going to get 120% above the extra 1. So a total of about 2 gold a year. So if I build this enclave, I'm getting a 2 gold per year return on investment, or about 2% is the actual return on investment per year for having built it. Compare that to building a trade post in some remote corner of the world that isn't even going to give me any relationship benefit. Like this here, it's going to cost me 218 gold, a very poor investment at this point when there's others that I could buy. But even if I did, it's 218 gold a year. The base tax rate of a trade port is 6, and even if it's disconnected from my trade zone and it doesn't get any extra benefits, remember we talked about that I think in the last video. Let's find a trade zone that has the an example of it. Here, this guy's only getting 6.7 because it's a disjointed place. Still 6.7 gold on a cost of 218, that's about a 3% per year return on investment. So you can see you're just far better off building random trade posts all over the world than you are to actually spend money on the trade zone upgrades. Now, later on, when you don't have any room to expand, then you probably should start upgrading. The merchant port increases trade value, which is this number here. Again, you're still better off just building more trade posts. And then the garrison is nice only because it gives you increased retinue. The actual delay in protecting your ports is minor. I think at the strongest it has 550 troops defending it, which is nothing. It's too easy to rush for somebody to just siege it and assault it. So we're just right now waiting for this plot to win. And I'm going to have to periodically check our vassals to see who we can convert. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to convert an entire place, but it'll be worth it. Okay. Let's start a independence faction. We do not have very many men because we are a republic. We just have a city. I think we have like one castle, 2 castles underneath us. So a few troops from that, but these people might not even like me because they're kids. Oh, it's got to be above 35. I'll spend 20 gold to get you on my side, sure. Now, our liege is trying to amend relations with me because he doesn't get as much income from me if I don't like him. So he's awarding me with titles and things, and he's trying to keep his realm together. It's not going to work. Me starting that faction also makes him like me less. And what we can do is, I'm willing to wait a little bit of time before we actually instigate the war. Let's take a look at the realm. We want to find the strongest person that's not us that doesn't like him. So that's going to be this guy. Prince Eric has an opinion of -37 of his liege. He only has 11% of the respective strength of him. But if we go to location, we can see he is in Södermanland to train troops. He's the marshal. So if we plug our spy master to scheme in this county, then we get a 46% per year chance to encourage somebody to join our faction. So we want somebody to join our independence faction and make our play for independence stronger. And since I'm this child's guardian, I have the opportunity to make him a proper lawlord, which we will. My chancellor has died in a suspicious accident. I wonder what happened. Okay, so that plot's done. Let's go ahead and put a mayor there. Keep working on relations over here. And let's see if we can take a trade post from this non-Lollard person. I want Blacking. And basically everyone that has embraced... Why are you not? Okay, my brother, you need to submit to conversion. It's very important that you're on my side. Basically everyone that has submitted to my conversion request is going to plot with me against someone who has not. So, conveniently, we're not going to have any of the other patricians embrace our faith. They're going to stay the enemy. And if we do get a faction member to join the actual independence plot, then I will start the war. Until then, I'm going to just continue doing the normal thing, which is to plot and kill and steal, and this guy's got 4 posts. Yeah, he's desperate to increase relations. He's holding a feast, which is an expensive thing for a king to do, and I'm not going to go because I don't want to like him, and that's fine. He's going to like me less, but I'm okay with him not liking me. He is going to be the enemy. Now we've run out of people to plot against because we just stole from Gilthusen. Let's get rid of you. Doesn't it feel like the entire like the medieval world was ruthless? I really think plotting like this did happen. Maybe not on like my level, my scale of murder, but you know, just think about the dynamics of the feudal system. They probably did. There was a lot of cutthroating, a lot of betrayal, a lot of marriages for alliances, and you know, back then people would marry off their 12-year-old daughter to secure an alliance, which It's kind of interesting. Here in the States, it's, gosh, what the age of consent is 16 or 18, depending on which state you're in. And back then, they just marry off 12-year-olds to 30-year-olds. It's kind of creepy, if you ask me. Like the difference in age between a husband and a wife shouldn't really be beyond more than probably 8 or 9 years at most. You do see it, but just think, like if your spouse is 15 years younger than you, that means that when you were a teenager, they were a baby. Really having to eke out a lot of people to get this above the threshold. Let's go with... Can we get above? We might be able to get above 150. No, I don't think we will. Let's just try with 100. Maybe get him to spend some money. Last time it took 4 tries before I gave up. I don't think... Yeah, they don't usually fight that hard, so we just got that trade posted only 100. At any point we could convert back at a loss of 500 piety. No ambitions available, I think. Or actually, no, we still can, but... I really want to show at least one person joining the faction before we start the rebellion. A lot of people on the forums request things like a invite all to plot button, which would be very convenient. There's seldom a time where you don't want to just invite everyone that's willing to join. I think the more people there are, the more likely you are to get discovered while plotting, but ultimately it's just the plot power that determines how often the kill events can happen. So, inviting someone who only has like 2% plot power down there, they're not very likely to help kill somebody. So it'd just be nice if you could just click one button and get everyone involved, but they have not yet added that feature. Okay, let's see if he dies, and my liege, I write to you with shocking news. Prince Eric of Sweden tried to have me assassinated to make sure I wouldn't discover his plot to fabricate a claim on the county of Jarnbaraland. Let's expose him, sure. And looks like we succeeded with our plot to kill our steward. And sure, you can do it now. And apparently he has a lot of respect now, the new steward. And it looks like we'll have to wait until the next episode to start our Independence War. But I do appreciate you staying and watching the videos. Again, comment if you have any thoughts, and please subscribe if you enjoy. That way you'll stay up to date as I release more videos. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.